Ken's response to being beaten for only the second time in 45 fights was to demand a rematch. As he waited for Duran to agree, a new rival appeared on the home front, Jim Watt from Glasgow.
Never seen so many good-looking females. Me in training too, eh? Think you're hard, isn't it?
In April 1971, Watt's manager had placed a notice in the Boxing News challenging Ken to a contest in Edinburgh or Glasgow, warning that if he refused, the fraternity would know why. By the time they signed to fight, Watt was the reigning British champion.
There was a tremendous anticipation about the big fight, Scotland's biggest fight for years and years and years. Jim Watt against Ken Buchanan. Jim Watt, who was to go on to win the world lightweight title and was in the ascendancy at that time, and Buchanan coming to try and regain a British lightweight title. The expectancy from that fight was tremendous.
The venue was the Albany Hotel in Glasgow, the Scottish equivalent of the National Sporting Club in London. And Ken, getting the chance to fight in Scotland for the first time in several years, wasn't impressed.
Well, you're not looking so happy at all, Ken.
Well, the fight I'm quite happy about, but the venue I'm not. I would like the venue to be in front of people that, that appreciate boxing more than men in dinner suits and that, because I don't think they appreciate it as much as I think it's what's killing boxing nowadays, these sporting clubs.
But if you look through your early career, Ken, you'll see it's the private clubs that made you. I know you're turning your back on the private clubs, but it's the private clubs who made you.
But you can't fight anywhere else. This is the difference.
The fight is on, gentlemen. The venue is here in the Albany Hotel. The date is January 29th.
Why not make it now?
Have a real
I'm quite fit.
good idea.
The first time you meet your opponent face to face, it's very important how you come across and present yourself mentally. It's like breaking a horse, you've got to break them mentally first before you get in that ring.
Jim Watt, he must live up to all the pre-fight boasting that's been done by his manager Jim Murray, who's been quoted as saying that not only is Buchanan overrated, but that he's an easy man to put on the floor.
So psychological warfare that goes on before the fight actually starts.
Plenty of action in the opening seconds.
On the lead up to the fight, you're thinking about nothing but knocking that guy out and hurting him. Every punch you're throwing is to be a fight-ending punch.
This is a really rough, hard fight. Nose is bleeding now, Buchanan. So now signs on the ex-world champion's face of the work that Watt's putting in.
It was an unbelievably punishing contest. 15 grueling rounds where not one of them took a step back.
And these two are testing each other absolutely to the limit.
It ranks up there, in my view, as one of the best professional fights ever seen on home soil.
It's been a real pros comeback here in the last couple of rounds by Buchanan. He's dragged something extra out of himself, and once or twice he's had Watt in trouble.
And great credit to Jim Watt. He did deliver a tremendous number of punches to Buchanan, but in my view, I think it was one of Ken Buchanan's finest moments.
Two battered men, two very tired men who put on the fight of their lives here in Glasgow tonight.
The mindset you're in is very horrible and vicious.
The bell.
And as soon as that bell goes at the end, we hug. We hug and got nothing but respect and adulation for each other.
And Buchanan has won. Ken Buchanan has won the British title.
But I want to say this. The paper sometimes build up a fight more than it should be. And I can honestly say this now. I don't have one bad word against Jim Watt.
The Watt victory set Ken on a 2-year winning streak that saw him fight in 6 countries. He also became European champion for the first time.